life of Shanice.
Chapter 2. The Longest Night.
Shanice watched the doors settle closed. She tried to imagine the room beyond. Bright lights, hands moving fast, people who knew which places to press and which lines to watch. She tried to imagine those hands catching her father's life every time it slipped. A young volunteer came by with a basket of snacks. Shanice took a granola bar and put it in her pocket. She didn't remember choosing it. She didn't remember the taste of anything since the porch, where the blood had looked too red in the evening light. Her mother started humming under her breath, a church tune she sang on Sundays, when everything felt safe and warm. The sound filled the space around them, small but brave. Shanice leaned into it. Let it wrap around her like her father's jacket when he used to carry her from the car to the couch after she fell asleep. Another memory rose. Her father kneeling by her bed, reading the same story 3 times because she begged. The way he'd tap the page where the princess learned she was brave.
That's you.
He'd whispered every time.
Don't forget.
I won't.
She whispered now, though she wasn't sure who she was promising. The clock on the wall clicked to the next minute. Then the next. Then the next. Detective Moreno returned with a styrofoam cup of coffee she hadn't drunk.
They found the bullet,
she said quietly.
It matches a gun used in a robbery 2 blocks down last week. We're checking cameras near the corner store.
Do you know who it is?
Shanice asked.
Not yet.
Moreno's voice had the calm of someone who had to carry other people's storms.
If your husband wakes up, anything he remembers could help. But for now, just stay with him. We'll handle the rest.
If he wakes up, the words landed like a weight on Shanice's lungs. She pressed her hand to her chest to make sure it still lifted. After what felt like a lifetime, the double doors opened again, and Dr. Patel walked toward them with a different kind of urgency, less sprint, more steady. Shanice bolted to him.
Please.
She said.
Please.
He took a breath.
He made it through surgery.
The world swayed. Shanice clutched her mother's hand, which clutched hers back.
He's critical.
Dr. Patel continued.
We repaired the damage and stopped the bleeding, but his body is exhausted. He's going to the ICU. You can see him for a moment. 1 at a time, please.
The nurse led them down a hallway that smelled like bleach and hope. Machines beeped, doors whispered open and closed, footsteps hushed themselves. They turned into a dim room where the lights were soft, as if bright ones might scare the fragile things back into the dark. Her father lay still, pale beneath the monitor glow, a tube breathing for him. Gauze peeked from under the band of his gown. Tape anchored lines to his skin. The sound of the ventilator rose and fell like a slow tide. Shanice's mother squeezed her hand.
You go,
she said, voice breaking.
Talk to him.
Shanice took a step, then another. Her knees wanted to quit. She reached the bed and wrapped her fingers around his, careful not to disturb anything that beeped. His hand was warm, heavier than she remembered because it wasn't holding her back.
Daddy,
she whispered. The word trembled into the room and found a place to sit by his ear.
It's me. I'm right here.
The monitors kept their calm rhythm. She leaned close enough to see the tiny lines near his eyes, the ones that showed up when he laughed. She fixed on them like a lighthouse.
You're not allowed to leave this earth, Dad,
she said, trying to smile the way he would.
I still need you to teach me how to drive and to yell at me when I burn the eggs. And to make Mama mad because you sneak me snacks before dinner.
Her voice cracked.
You can't go. I'm not finished being your little girl.
Something changed. Barely. A twitch, a ripple under the skin of his hand. She stilled, afraid to blink.
Daddy.
She leaned closer, heart in her mouth.
Can you hear me?
His finger curled. Just a fraction. Then his lips moved like a dream speaking. No sound came at first. Then the softest whisper, rough as gravel, dragged across the floor.
Run.
Shanice froze.
What?
The words scraped out again, clearer this time.
Run.
Alarms didn't ring. Nobody rushed in. The room stayed quiet in that strange hospital way, like the world had put on socks.
Run where?
Shanice asked, panic creeping up her spine.
Daddy, why should I run? What do you mean?
His brow pinched. The monitor lines wavered as if the confusion had weight. His mouth worked around something heavy and invisible. A name pushed out, broken into pieces.
Marcus.
Shanice's breath stopped. Marcus. The name drummed in her skull. She knew that name. Everybody on their street did. Marcus was the kind of trouble people crossed the street to avoid. The kind of trouble that wore a smile without meaning it. The kind of trouble that pressed itself into corners and listened.
Daddy,
She whispered, squeezing his hand.
did Marcus do this? Is he the one?
His eyes fluttered, but didn't open. The beeping kept time. She could feel the answer hanging in the space between them like a wet coat, heavy and cold. The curtain at the doorway scraped aside. Shanice jerked, heart jumping to her throat again. It was Dr. Patel, stepping in with the nurse.
Time's up for now.
He said softly.
We need to let him rest.
Shanice nodded, but her feet didn't move. She looked at her father's face, memorizing everything, then lifted his hand and pressed it to her cheek.
I'll be right outside, Father.
She whispered.
I'm not going anywhere.
She released him and slipped past the nurse, head buzzing. In the hallway, her mother stood against the wall, rosary coiled in her palm, lips moving without sound. Shanice grabbed her gently.
He said something.
She breathed hard as she tells her mother.
Mama? He said a name.
Her mother blinked.
What name?
Marcus.
The syllables felt like a match catching.
He told me to run.
Her mother's face drained and then filled back up with a rush of fear. She glanced toward the ICU door, toward Detective Moreno down the corridor talking to another officer.
Tell the detective.
Her mother said, voice thin.
Right now.
They crossed the hall together, the floor steady under their shoes, even though nothing inside felt steady at all.
Detective.
Shanice said, breathless.
My father? He woke up for a second. He said the name Marcus. He told me to run.
Moreno's calm cracked for the first time, just slightly. She pulled out her notebook.
Marcus, who?
I don't know.
Shanice said.
But there's only one Marcus people whisper about on Cedar. Marcus Reed.
Moreno's pen hesitated in the air, then wrote.
All right, thank you. We'll move on that.
She tapped her radio, her voice dropping into the clipped cadence of action.
This is Moreno. I need a unit to check last known on Marcus Reed, possible suspect. Be advised family at General Hospital. Possible risk.
Risk?
Shanice repeated.
Precaution.
Moreno said quickly.
We'll get security to walk you out when you leave. For now, stay on this floor. Don't open doors you don't need to open for anyone.
The word risk latched onto Shanice's ribs. She looked past Moreno, down the hall, where an elevator pinged and opened. A tall figure in a black hoodie stepped out, head down, hands in pockets. For a second, nobody moved. Then the figure looked up. Shanice didn't recognize the face, but the eyes held the same dangerous calm she'd seen once on the corner when Marcus laughed at something that wasn't funny. The man glanced left, then right. He wasn't looking for a patient. He was looking for a path. Moreno noticed him too. Her shoulders drew tight.
Stay behind me,
She said quietly to Shanice and her mother. She stepped forward, badge lifted.
Sir. Visiting hours are limited on this floor. Can I help you?
The man smiled as if he was the Grinch.
Just seeing a friend.
He said. His voice didn't belong here. It belonged to dark alleys and late nights. He took a step, then another. 2 security guards turned the corner at the far end, called out a friendly warning that didn't sound friendly at all. The man stopped, eyes flicking to the ICU door as if it had whispered his name. Somewhere behind that door, a heart monitor hiccuped. In Shanice's chest, something answered. Dr. Patel appeared from a side room, eyes sharp now, none of the softness left.
We're closing this hallway.
He told the nurse.
Lock down the ICU. Sir, I need you to step back to the elevators.
The man's gaze slid past her and landed on Shanice. It stayed there, measuring her. A slow smile climbed his face, like a shadow scaling a wall. Shanice's feet wanted to run, but her father's hand still seemed to be in hers, and that held her in place. She lifted her chin an inch, the way he had taught her when a dog barked at the fence. Stand tall even when your knees shake. The elevator behind the man chimed, took a step backward, then another, eyes never leaving Shanice's. The doors opened. He slipped inside, and the doors slid closed with a hush that felt like a secret being kept. Moreno snapped into motion.
Security, Lockdown, exits. Check the stairwells. I want cameras pulled from the last hour.
Shanice didn't realize she'd been holding her breath until her lungs burned. Her mother pulled her close, fingers trembling in her hair.
It's okay, girl.
She whispered, like she could make it true by saying it enough times.
It's okay, my beautiful daughter.
But in the room behind them, a monitor stuttered. The nurse's voice cut through the hall, sharp, professional, urgent. Dr. Patel vanished through the ICU doors at a run. Shanice felt the world tilt, felt gravity shift toward that room where the person she loved most was fighting with every breath. She turned to follow, but Moreno's hand caught her arm.
Wait here.
The detective said gently.
Let them do their job.
Through the small window in the ICU door, Shanice saw a flurry, hands moving, bodies shifting, a restless dance around her father's bed. The monitor lines jagged and swooped. For a heartbeat, a flat line threatened to stretch across the screen like a horizon.
Daddy.
Shanice whispered, palms pressed to the glass.
Hold on, no matter what.
The line flickered. Her mother's prayer rose again, louder this time, a steady rope thrown across a fast river. Somewhere in the building, an alarm chimed and kept chiming. The hallway lights dimmed and then returned. Security radios popped with voices. Shanice's eyes stayed pinned to the window, refusing to blink. If she blinked, something might change. And then, the doors swung open. Dr. Patel stepped into the hallway, breath high in his chest, eyes fierce.
We got him back.
He said. Relief softened his face, but only a little.
He's still with us.
Shanice sagged against the wall, tears falling in new, hot waves. Her mother sobbed into her hands. Dr. Patel's gaze flicked past them to Detective Moreno.
But there's something you should see.
He added, voice low.
Before he crashed, he tried to speak again. He repeated the same name, and he said another word.
Shanice wiped her face with her sleeve.
What word?
Dr. Patel looked from her to Moreno, then back.
He said lists.
Lists.
Moreno echoed, already reaching for her notebook. Dr. Patel nodded once.
He said Marcus List House, then he went out.
The elevator chimed again at the far end of the hall. Shanice's heart slammed against her ribs. Her father had given them a map with 3 torn pieces. The longest night wasn't over. To be continued.